can give. It's time for Big D Energy, live on Woodward Sports. Join four-time Stanley Cup champion and legendary badass Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neil Rule, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., as they give their takes on all things Detroit sports. The #1 midday show in Detroit is on. Welcome to Big D Energy.
Yo, 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 back at it. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neil Rule, Sean Belizean in for Darren McCarty. Sean, what's up, bud?
Not much, man. You know what? I want to get this off my chest. It's been sitting there like for 24 hours. I don't know what happened this year. Did you notice all the men, the fathers, crying about how it's not fair the attention the mothers get on Mother's Day?
No.
And the attention that we get on Father's Day?
No, because anytime I see somebody talk about that, I move in a different direction.
Right, like, it just, everywhere I looked yesterday, quit being a bitch.
Right.
Like, you're a man. You buried a load. They gave birth. It's not that difficult.
Hey, we break a sweat sometimes.
Right. You're a man. Knock it off. Go make yourself a burger, eat a steak, drink a beer, have a shot.
It's a lot easier to not pull out than it is to pull out.
I don't get
that
it.
That is true.
I saw a lot of
too.
crying yesterday.
I just refuse to participate.
Did you guys have a good Father's Day, though?
I didn't do anything. It was great.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, it was.
I didn't do anything.
Flew home. Like, it was a regular, work weekend.
I took my dad to his favorite Detroit-style pizza place, and we had a pie, and then we got high, and we watched. We've been watching Righteous Gemstones. We watched a couple episodes of that. It was really funny. So.
That's a quality day.
Yes.
No, that's what do you want to do today? Can I watch the Tigers? I want to watch the Tigers. Maybe take a little nap. Just like it's a Sunday.
It's a Sunday, man.
It is.
We got Chase in the sound booth today. Chase, what's up, man?
What's up? I had a really good Father's Day, too. I spent the whole day with my dad. We did laundry. We got breakfast. I found out the old lady at the airport has a big crush on him.
Nice.
And we played 18, did disc golf, shot 77 on 18.
Nice.
And then got some food. We were up in Lansing, Spinney, if you know Dagwoods.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, we went up to Dagwoods.
Dagwoods is a great spot.
Yeah, and then went home, smoked quite a bit of weed throughout the whole day together, and then I drove home, and now I'm here.
That's what it's all about.
That's how it works. Spencer Raxter.
Hello.
Said the weekend was trying. The weekend asked a lot of you.
Yeah, a couple of my friends who don't live in Michigan anymore are in town. They're going to Electric Forest. So
what is Electric Forest?
It's a big electric music festival in
really?
Michigan. Yeah, it's one of the
on
biggest.
The logo. Are there any letters backwards?
Oh, for sure, probably. I'd assume so. That's not my scene, but I've been known to party. So we had a couple little get-togethers on the weekend. It was a lot of fun.
For sure, probably.
Yeah,
that's great. That's coming from a man that just wants a party, and that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I've never been to Electric Forest. My brother went like 10 years in a row. A lot of my friends go. Justin's going to be there this year.
Of course.
Yeah. I heard it's a really good environment and a really good place, but that's not my scene.
Yeah. There's either a backwards letter or at a bare minimum it's got earthy colors. There's some kind of blue or some kind of green to it. You know that there is, because there always is. We have intern Simeon in the house also. Simeon, what's up?
How's it going?
Pretty good.
Good Father's Day for you?
Yeah,
it
was cool.
Back home.
Yeah, it was cool. It was just fine, and
Yeah.
that's all I want.
Yes,
Sean.
sir.
That's all
right.
I want.
That's it.
Easy Sunday.
That's it. That's all I'm asking for.
Hey, dude, how about JJ Spawn?
I
Real
was about
quick,
to say,
before
shout
we're
out
only going
Spawn.
to talk about it a little bit. I love this guy. First of all, like he was talking, he started the round off with 5.5s. And then ends up winning at the end with a 64.5-foot birdie putt to seal it. And I was watching his interview on SportsCenter. He's like, yeah, I went out there and just knocked down pretty good, like 64 putt for the win. Felt pretty good about it. I was like, dude, just nonchalantly knocking down a 64-foot putt to win a major. Like, that guy's cool. He's a pro.
It was, and I was locked into the golf tournament for whatever reason. The Tigers game, paid attention to that until that was a settled thing. Season's over. They lost the series to the Reds.
It is over.
We had a good run, though, Sean.
Yeah. all the sloppiness is coming back in. It's like the 2006 World Series.
If they don't make a trade in the next 48 hours, I was told it's over.
Has to happen. Has to happen.
And we're going to break it all down today. We are.
Man, this schedule the next few weeks, like they're going to eat. They are going to. They are going to.
They're
feast.
fine.
Put on the apron, and just start feasting.
It's very, very simple, and we'll get more into it later. We got kind of at 11:15. We're going to be joined by Bill Emerson from the Rocket Classic. That's next week, by the way. That's here. So we'll check in with Bill. We'll get a look at the field and all that stuff. Kind of golf related, I guess you could say. But yeah, we'll get heavy into the Tigers, and there are some things. And obviously, Rafael Devers traded from the Red Sox in the middle of a Sunday. Also, huge trade in the NBA. And I feel like we have to rein some people in here, Sean. And I'll be the bad guy. I'll put my hand up. I'll do it. I'll rein everybody in. I want to get your what?
No,
You'll get blamed for it. It'll be perfect.
I know it's coming my way, so don't worry about it. It's all good.
No, it is.
Is Brad Marchand the greatest player in the history of the Stanley Cup Final?
Yes, one of. The
He's
stats say
on
yes.
the short list.
The stats say yes. Sean, guys to score 5+ goals in a Stanley Cup Final in the last half a century. Mario Lemieux and Brad Marchand, just like everybody thought.
It's amazing. You know what? The funny thing is, I don't think he's a given for the Conn Smythe Trophy if they win tomorrow.
Yeah.
With the playoff that Sam Bennett had. Like, Sam Bennett's got 15 goals.
I know.
Come on.
He is going to get – he got himself so much money in the playoffs.
We can't rule out McDavid getting it again.
Yeah,
they gave it to the loser last year. That was bullshit.
He's hurt.
Yeah.
Mark my words.
No,
when this Stanley Cup ends, within 48 hours, you'll hear about some injury.
I
A
just think it was
hamper, a
bullshit they
knee
gave
or
it to him
something.
last year.
Yeah. He doesn't have the same explosiveness.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Once or twice. It's funny you say that. We were all watching it the other night, said the exact same thing. Once or twice a game, you'll see the McDavid explosion. It's just not there.
Yeah.
It isn't there.
Yeah, it's got to be like a hip, a knee, or an ankle or something like that.
We'll find out
Yeah.
48 hours after it ends. You know, how beat him. You got to feel for them, too. I mean, with Hyman being out already.
Yeah.
It's just like, you know.
Health.
Yeah.
Notice a recurring
It's a
theme
marathon,
in
dude.
sports.
I don't care what anybody says. Stanley Cup playoff is a marathon. It just is.
And you're going up against, like, I said it over the weekend. I felt a little crazy saying it, but now I'm not. I think this Florida team is the greatest team ever assembled in the NHL salary cap era. Like,
100%.
It is just insane that Brad Marchand is a third line forward on this team.
It's them or Tampa. That Tampa run was pretty impressive. You know, I mean,
this is like, I'm talking like hard line cap era, though. You know what I'm saying? Where you had the escalation of salaries and you have to make choices and you have to make tough choices. That Tampa formation kind of started at the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like kind of at the roots of the salary cap era. It's really grabbed a hold. Like we've had 2 CBAs signed, you know what I'm saying? And they've kind of massaged the rules and stuff like that. And we're seeing it in the NBA, which we'll get into the NBA trades as well, like Desmond Bane getting traded. The NBA,
I love Desmond Bane.
mission accomplished with their tax apron system.
Absolutely.
That's impossible for everyone to understand. It is working.
They did it right for sure.
And, like, look, and the reason I bring that up, Sean, is because Tampa, you're going to see it take hold of Florida this offseason. This is the offseason for Florida.
Yeah,
where it
they're
all gets
losing
busted
Ekblad.
up.
They're going to lose Bennett. They're going to lose Marchand.
It's all going to get busted up
They might
this
keep one of them.
offseason. At the beginning of Tampa's runs, there were still, without getting too geeky, there were still room to work, I guess would be the best way to put it.
I think the difference is you had 2 pieces that, and this is what I would always tell everybody when everybody thought Magic was coming right away with Steve Yzerman coming back to Detroit. Any rebuild is made easier when you start with a not ready for primetime Steven Stamkos, who I saw in junior and you knew was going to be a stud, and Victor Hedman.
Yeah.
Period. End of story. When those are your bookends to start your rebuild, and then along the way you have to pick and cooch where they got him, right?
Point. Yeah.
Like you have to get lucky getting some guys along the way. You have to. Lane Hudson, picking Lane Hudson where the Habs got Lane Hudson. I mean, you scratch your head. There has to be a little bit of luck involved. I think people forget how stinking loaded those Tampa teams were. You're talking, 19, 20, 21, 22. Those teams were gross.
Yes.
Up and down the whole roster. I mean, it really, the big rig, you have the big rig. I'm going to play some 4th line minutes. I'll mix in the 3rd line. They were insane, those teams. So
He won 3 in a row too.
They you know what? It's one of those things to me where, honest to goodness, Chase, they probably could have made it 4.
Well, no, I was talking about the big rig, Pat Murray, because he was on St. Louis and then he went to Tampa and then they went back to back there.
They simply ran out of gas in the series that they lost,
Yeah.
and obviously they were upset in the other. But the back-to-backs that they got, that team was just a machine, a machine.
And you had Prime Vass back there just
Yeah.
being an absolute wall.
No question, the best goalie in the world at the time.
Oh, yeah.
He really was.
Oh,
He was
yeah.
the best
And there
goalie
was
in
no
the world
debate.
at the
He's
time.
one of the best goalies ever.
Yeah.
Woodward Sports Chat thread, Dante 151. Does McDavid ask out of Edmonton? Dante, I would say no.
No.
Because if I'm Edmonton, right, you have the band back together for one more run next year. And then McDavid goes to free agency. Draisaitl's already signed long term. So if I'm Edmonton, there's nothing I'm going to get in the trade market.
McDavid's going to get so much money.
There's nothing I'm going to get in the trade market for McDavid that's going to help me with Draisaitl immediately to continue the run. So what I'm doing, if I'm Edmonton, Sean, I'll run this by you because you're the expert here, is it's a lot like the Skubal thing. I'm not trading Skubal right now. Even if I know I'm not signing him, I'm not trading him. This is my window. That's Edmonton next year. One last run.
Do you think McDavid gets $20 million?
Boy, if anybody does,
Yeah.
especially with the escalation.
Yep.
Well, you'll find out what the max is.
No, you know what's going to be interesting? I'm going to see how many other teams do what we saw last year and circle them like vultures and make offer sheets. Like, they're prime. They're absolutely primed to, there they are, just over that carcass. And you know what? Because decisions have to be made yet. So he's gonna set the market. There's no doubt about it. I don't know how anybody could argue otherwise. Smart teams, this is why July 1 has become such a less than date now, and quite frankly, the trade deadline has as well. Smart teams say to these guys, when you're young, we're going to lock you up. We're going to find a way. And then all of a sudden the roots start going deep, right? And so when it comes around after that contract's over, whether it be 7-8 years, you're talking about a situation now where Simeon's been a Woodward guy for 7 years. Now he's got a family. Now that's the only place his kids know his home. And do you really want to uproot that? That's the way it is.
And that's up to you.
That's just the way things are right now.
No, but we'll definitely get into there. Michael DeVries, talk me off the ledge, Neil. I assume about the Tigers. Soccer night in Detroit, rough weekend in Detroit. Neil, thanks for talking me off the ledge about Detroit City, bringing back some levity as far as their struggles. No, like Detroit City, it's kind of like, if you want to make it an equivalent, it's like you're playing. Say if you're the Red Wings and you're coming down the stretch, that schedule's kind of the same. Say you're playing at Florida, you're at Tampa, and you have the Hurricanes coming in. That's what they've been going through. Like the people that are like, it's been a ledge, talk me off the ledge weekend, I guess you could say. But no, we're going to get there with the Tigers. There is no question about that. DNC, ENT, Jaren Jackson Jr. ain't moving. Oh, we're going to get there, guys. All right? But props, too, though, because we are going to talk some golf in a minute. Bill Emerson from the Rocket Classic is going to join us. But props to J.J. Spawn, as you said, Spenny.
Yeah.
That man lost his tour card a couple years ago, and he outlasted everyone and won the U.S. Open. You can say what you want about the course. Like, for me, I'm not a fan of that because it's a lottery more than it's a golf tournament. How does your ball bounce off the mound? Does it go into the 5 inches of rough, or does it kick into the first bridge?
Crazy.
Yeah, it's like that stuff to me isn't like golf. It's like a lottery. And a lottery dictates who wins. I'm not a huge fan.
I am one of those guys, and I say this all the time, and this is why I love the Rocket the way I do. And I'm not just saying that. I want to watch guys dominate. I do.
I do too.
I want to watch guys dominate. And I know there are some people out there. One of my very good friends, he was like, "Oh no, I like to watch them struggle." And it's like, no, I can watch anybody struggle.
Yeah,
As a
you
matter of
watch
fact, I
myself
can go out
struggle.
and play, and you guys can have a fun time watching me have a meltdown. And that's why I choose not to golf that much, because I'm that guy. Mentally, I go nuts, and it's like, I'm not putting myself in that position. But at the end of the day, that's what's so cool about you're playing a course like the DGC, and these dudes 27 under, 28 under. I love that stuff. But all things being considered equal, the theater yesterday, the rain coming down, that putt, That was awesome.
That was awesome.
It was
Good
fun.
for him.
And good for him. The man
He
lost
might
his
never
tour
win a
card.
damn thing again. Good
Yeah.
for him.
He lost his tour card and
Yeah.
he won the U.S. Open.
He got $4.5 million
That'd
for
be
that.
like-
I root for
Imagine
that.
knocking down a 64-foot putt to win $4 million.
As the announcer saying, yeah, you should think about this in terms of 2 shots.
Yeah.
And he's going,
Yeah, he doesn't
"Screw
even-
that.
he doesn't even
I'm ending
need to
this
make it.
shit
Just-
right now.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, dude, let's do this and let's take the break. When we come back, we will be joined by Bill Emerson from the Rocket Classic. We'll get you caught up with what's going on there, what the field looks like, all of that. We'll get into the Tiger stuff. We'll get into the Devers stuff. We'll get into the NBA trade stuff. It's a packed Monday. There is no doubt about it. Tell them about Les Stanford.
Les Stanford Chevrolet. If you're looking to buy or sell your vehicle, you should hit up Les Stanford. They've got deals for everybody at 2025 Envision Preferred All-Wheel Drive for $259 per month, a Hummer SUV for $699 per month, and a Sierra Crew Cab Elevation for $169 per month. Make sure you tap in with Les Stanford Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick, and GMC. Scan the QR code on the screen to see their massive inventory.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Tired of losing out on the car of your dreams? Bad credit? No credit? At the Feldman Chevrolet Freedom Sale, we say yes. Over 5,000 new Chevys to choose from, all priced to move with our best deals of the year. Get a 2025 Silverado for just $149 a month, or this 2026 Equinox for only $209 a month. When other dealers say no, Feldman Chevrolet says yes. Don't miss the Freedom Sale, going on now at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Head to WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com.
Massage Chair House is the largest massage chair showroom in Michigan. Make sure you go check them out in Bloomfield Hills. You can scan that QR code right there to see their massive inventory. They have luxury and comfort to fit any budget. Shout out to the Pharaoh Q in here. It's the Rolls Royce of massage chairs. They dropped it off in studio. Thing's amazing. I was plugged in there before the show. My back was a little messed up, so I put it on spine mode. Had some Taking Back Sunday blaring in it. It was awesome, man. Make sure you check out Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills.
Every time I look at that, Spenny, you know what? Like I'm looking at Simeon in that chair right now. It's like the gold Iron Man suit.
Yeah.
It like honestly, I keep waiting for Simeon to pop out of there because he's got that gold Iron Man suit on. Yeah.
It's huge.
All right, back at it. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Sean Belizean. We have Chase. We have intern Simeon as well. Spencer Raxter in the building. Just a couple minutes. We're working on getting Bill Emerson from the Rocket Classic. But no, I love those stories, Sean. Man lost his tour card. And for anyone who plays golf, Simeon's going through it right now. Like, it goes away from you, and you feel like it's never going to come back. Like, you feel like it's never going to come back.
There's
And that
no
man won
rhyme
the
or
U.S.
reason.
Open.
There's no rhyme or reason. It just like
I don't know what I did.
Right.
It's just
right.
it's just gone. Yeah.
So
You should have seen the look of dejection when he came in today too.
he was finished.
No, really.
Yeah.
It was. We all like, no, Simeon, what's up? I hope it comes back, Simeon.
It will.
Okay.
I think
I love that
I think we
energy.
got something.
Good.
I think maybe.
All
Maybe.
right. Spenny, they're telling me that they're on there.
Yeah. I'm trying to work through it right now.
Oh, you're trying to work through it. Okay, so Spenny's working through it right now. But in the meantime, it is coming up. You can go to rocketclassic.com, so Spenny will get that all sorted out. But there are some things, Sean, like over the weekend, we're getting into this where there is some talk me off the ledge. There is some sky is falling stuff across the board. I don't get it.
We're getting into Lions territory.
We are. That's
know,
exactly what I thought.
I think we're getting into Lions territory where all of a sudden just winning the Central isn't going to be good enough. And like honestly, I'm not with you on the sky is falling stuff. I'm not anybody out there. I don't want you to think 1 second I'm in the sky is falling camp.
But
it's a good place to be when just winning the Central isn't enough. It is, right? Just winning the Central isn't enough. If this team goes out in the first round, let's say they even go out in the second round, okay?
disappointment.
100%. That's not a bad. Like, hey, listen, you guys. Last year, 15-2, North Division champs. How are you with the season? Right? We all feel that way. I know all three of us said that the day after, and I feel that way today. And I think for the Lions, they felt that way. And I really think, Neil, we're in that. Now, does what transpired over the weekend mean that the Tigers can't take the next step? No, that's where you and I are going to go on different paths. But I think, Neil, when we start to cite, okay, timeout. We've been playing meh, and we picked up games. We're 9 games up. Are you kidding me? What are you complaining about? You know what? The Central doesn't, it doesn't, I'm sorry, it doesn't carry the same cachet. Remember, we owned the Central of just over a
decade ago.
A decade ago?
Yes.
What did that mean? By 2014, it was, really and truly. And then unceremoniously swept by the Orioles. Boy, did that suck. The exact same moment, by the way, you know this, right? The exact same moment the Tigers were being swept by the Orioles, everybody was making the walk of shame out of Ford Field. That was the day where the Bills hit that 79-yard field goal to beat the Lions on the last play of the game. What a miserable mid-October afternoon. Gosh, damn, did that suck.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Jump into there. Get your thoughts out there. Hit the like button since you are there. Tribe. Neil says he isn't concerned. Tigers going to win the next 52 in a row. No, Tribe, it doesn't have anything to do with that. They have a 9-game lead with like 90 games left. When you start doing the math,
Simple math.
They're 5-5 in their last 10, and they've gained 3 games on Cleveland and Minnesota, who are 2-8, both of them, in their last 10. And isn't it real funny? When teams in this division don't get to play the White Sox, all of a sudden they stop winning games. It's really weird, isn't it?
It's amazing how that works out. Hey, how fantastic would it be if they got the number 1 seed, man? I mean, those are the types of things we should be talking about. Let's find a way to get the 1 seed, right? And look, this team, tell me if this sounds familiar, this team is going to make their hay in October. I like that.
That's it.
I like that. That doesn't mean that, all right, let's all press pause and we'll all reconvene. No. You enjoy the game. You reserve the right to get pissed off. Yesterday was ugly. I mean, it was Little League crap. Stop myself. It was Little League crap. But at the end of the day, Neil, the loss itself, what does it mean? Nothing. The series loss, what does it mean? Nothing. I think the Reds are a better team than their record indicates. And if I never see Ellie De La Cruz again, that'd be okay.
He's so good.
That'd be okay.
We got to look. And, I know Tigers fans and Tigers fans that I'm friends with. We have this discussion a lot about guys like Ellie De La Cruz, about guys like Bobby Witt. Like, this new generation of player that, certainly they have power and everything like that, but guys that are a lock to be 30-30, 30 home runs, 30 stolen bases, guys that can take over a baseball game. How about De La Cruz catching that cutoff throw and throwing Javi out by 10 feet at 98.5 miles an hour? He threw the ball to home 98.5 miles an hour. And I don't I would have sent Javi to, it took a 98.5 mile per hour strike from the outfield grass to cut him down.
And I've said it before, Ellie De La Cruz is probably my favorite non-Tiger in the MLB. The guy he's a 6'6" shortstop. He's a freak, man. And like you said, he's a lock for 30 and 30 pretty much for the rest of his career.
It wasn't a good weekend for sending guys, though. I think with that one, you could make the argument where, okay, I understood why he sent him, although the equalizer would be, okay, do you understand who's throwing the ball? The Carpenter one was inexcusable. The man doesn't have functioning hamstrings.
Yeah.
Right.
You're literally and it was so funny. He was literally running upright. He can't run. God bless him. He doesn't have functioning hamstrings. So, if you want to pick about little things like that, you go right ahead.
I like when the chat does my work for me. I'm a big fan of that. Okay, you want to take the break? We got Bill Emerson?
Yep.
Okay. Pause that. We'll get back to it. Let's take the quick break right now. We'll come back. Bill Emerson from the Rocket Classic will join us. Let's talk about Planet Fitness. We're live from the Planet Fitness studios. I've been a member there going on 4 years. I'll never be a member at another gym. I pass them, a ton of them, on the way to work here. I have one here on West Maple that I work out at. It's kind of like my home gym, but I have a black card, $24.99 a month. I can go to any Planet Fitness in the world. The Coconut Creek, Florida one, Saturday. We were getting it in, everybody. Went for the outside run. 100-degree heat index, man. I was loving it. But hey, Planet Fitness has it all there for you guys. I've accomplished every fitness goal, and you can too. It's $24.99 a month. As we said, over 50 Metro Detroit locations. Planet Fitness. Don't pay more money to lift the same weights. Don't do that.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. This ball is gone! The boys are back in town. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports.
Don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Join him every Tuesday on Big D Energy and Thursdays on Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, where he offers top advice for everything. This is the guy that helped D-Mac keep his career going. He also helps Maz with his bowling elbow. So it's not just top athletes he works on. He also helps out the everyday man too. You guys heard him on here. You know he's all about the people. He's just making sure that you get right. Give him a call at 248-426-9944 or visit him at michigansportsandspine.com.
All right, back at it. Big D Energy, Neil Rule, Sean Belesian, Woodward Sports. And right now, as promised, we are joined by the president of Rocket Companies and also president of the Rocket Giving Fund. He's our guy, Bill Emerson, here to talk Rocket Classic. It is coming up next weekend. As a matter of fact, get out to Detroit Golf Club June 25th through the 29th. Go to rocketclassic.com, get your tickets. And Bill, as always, my friend, we appreciate the time. Sorry about the technical difficulties, but here we are.
Problem.
Yeah, but Bill, here we are, man. Next week, we're getting it in here.
Yeah, no, it's we're fired up. I mean, you take a look at what just took place over the weekend at Oakmont. By the way, what an incredible golf course. We got a whole bunch of people that were at the U.S. Open that are coming into this field. We have a phenomenal field coming in. It's Rocket Classic time again. We're excited. The golf course is going to be in great shape, and we're really hoping that fans are going to come out and support. RocketClassic.com. Go get some tickets because it is going to be a fun weekend.
Bill, there are certain activities that just become part of summer. Are you surprised how quickly this caught on? Because it's like, for me, you have the race on the streets of Detroit, the Detroit Grand Prix, and then the next one on the checklist has become the Rocket. Yeah, are you guys even surprised how much this area has just wrapped their arms around this Detroit event?
No, I'm not surprised at all. I mean, come on, guys. I just listened to you talk about the Tigers and the passion that you talk about the Tigers. This is a sports town.
Yep.
I mean, it doesn't matter what the sport is, right? Folks want to come out and check it out, especially if they can do it live. And when you get a chance to see great players, great golfers, you're right on the ropes. You get a real up-close and personal experience with what's happening with some of the best in the world. It's downtown Detroit. There's all kinds of activities going on the golf course, all kinds of activities going on downtown. Why wouldn't you want to be here? Why wouldn't you be involved? Why wouldn't people be excited?
Joined by Bill Emerson here on Big D Energy from the Rocket Classic and Rocket Companies as well. Bill, here's and before we get into the ticket stuff in the field and all that kind of stuff, I do want to talk about this because I know Rocket Companies are pivotal in making this event happen. It was a priority to them. They did what was necessary to bring this event here. And you look at the city, and Sean kind of touched on it a little bit. What's been created downtown with the PGA Tour playing in the city of Detroit, the Detroit Grand Prix. We got Final Fours coming in here as well with what's going on with the Tigers. And Bill, I know that, Dan Gilbert, and this was important to him from the minute he kind of showed up on the scene here in Detroit. It's happening / has happened, Bill. And as a lifelong resident here in the Detroit area, born and raised, parents, worked here and everything like that. This, for me, Bill, is what I've always wanted to see Detroit become and be, and it's here now. This is what it is. Not only is it viable, Bill, but you talked about it. This is a sports city. This is a city that has big-time events.
This has been going on. It's been a 15-year journey if you think about it, right? We moved down here in 2010, and I've said this before. Dan Gilbert is a singular force. He was committed and is committed to this city. The investments that he and we have made in the city, the ability to see the city grow, and you see it now in all kinds of articles about the city and what's going on and places that people want to visit. It's all come together tremendously. We saw an incredible draft in 2024, a record-setting draft. The people of Detroit love what they see. They love what's going on. They love the sports entertainment that's happening in and around the city, and they deserve that. And so we're just happy to be a piece and a part of that. And I know, that was all part of Dan's plan to be able to try to affect the outcome of a great American city, and you're seeing it on a regular basis. And by no means are we done. We still have work to do, but man, have we come a long way.
Bill, to me, this is the perfect event because we're sitting here talking about the fun. We're sitting here talking about the pageantry and how that's become a destination on the calendar. And I think we sometimes forget how much this event is giving back to the community. I mean, from bridging the digital divide to all the things that's happening in the community. Can you kind of update us on some of those things? Because in particular, I know the bridging the digital divide, what it was and what it is now are two entirely different numbers.
Absolutely. I mean, it's another great thing about having a golf tournament is just the philanthropic effort that goes into every golf tournament. And for us, this year we'll go over $10 million raised for the community. 6 of that has gone back to the digital divide. And if you go back to 2020 and you think about COVID and you think about what was going on at that time, by the way, one of the few events that happened during COVID, our event happened during COVID. And so, we started to just see folks inside the city of Detroit didn't have access to the internet. 30% of Detroiters were connected digitally. I mean, it was insane. And so it was crystal clear to us that that's where we needed to put our efforts in, put our shoulder to the wheel and see if we could affect that. Today, that number's upwards of 80% that have access to devices and to the internet. We have been able to facilitate the creation of hubs around the city so that even if you don't have internet in your home, you're within a 10-minute walk of a community hub where you can go do the things you need to do, like, I don't know, pay bills, do homework, do the things that kids need to do in school. So, on top of that, the stuff has gone towards youth golf and other things that we've done here as a result of this tournament. It's just gratifying to see. And like I said, we're not done. We got a lot still to do, but it is a major, major component. This is not just about golf. This is about the community. This is a tournament in Detroit for Detroit.
Bill Emerson, president of Rocket Companies here, rocketclassic.com. Next week, everybody, PGA Tour is here in Detroit. Let's talk about the field for a second, Bill. Through all of this is high-level golf, obviously. We've seen some big-time names come through here that have won this event in the past, that have played in this event. Cam Davis is a 2-time winner. He's the defending champion. He's locked in. He'll be here. Ricky Fowler, of course, big-time fan favorite. Yeah, shout out Ricky Fowler. He'll be here as well. Bill, who else we got? I know we got some of the best players in the world coming through here.
Well, I mean, we announced not only the past champions. I mean, Colin Morikawa is going to be here. Number 4 in the world, Keegan Bradley, who is the captain of the Ryder Cup. And, there's going to be guys that want to get on that team that want to play well and show well for him. By the way, I think he's pushing for himself not only be the captain, but be on the team. So, that's pretty impressive. How about J.J. Spahn?
Yes.
Just won the U.S. Open yesterday. He's on the list to be here in Detroit. Matt Fitzpatrick's on the list. Ben Griffin, who showed well at the U.S. Open, is going to be here. Max Homa is going to be here. Tom Kim, Minwoo Lee, Siwoo Kim. I mean, the list continues to go on and on and on. And this is going to be one of the best fields we've had. So if you're a golf fan and you want to see the best in the world, this is the time to come out. From the 25th to the 29th, It's just going to be a spectacular event, and it's going to. You know what? I'm crossing my fingers for great weather.
Oh, absolutely. But, Bill, with that being said, I know you're a busy guy here, and I know you got a lot of this stuff going on and promoting the tournament, but I want to thank you and thank Rocket Companies as well for letting you come on here and talk about the event. This is big time. That list of players that you just named off,
awesome.
You watched them all this weekend in the U.S. Open. Like, this is as big as it gets, man.
Right.
Bill, it is. I mean, this field, I guess one more for you, Bill. The way this field has grown from year 1 to year 7. I mean, that tells you all you need to know.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, you get people that have come here and played, right? Players that come here and played, and they love the golf course. It's an old school Donald Ross. I talk about this all the time, but they don't get to play these kind of golf courses on a regular basis on the tour. And so it's a great opportunity for them to come here. They enjoy the vibe and the feeling and the energy that the fans bring out here. And here's the other piece for you that are fans that are out there. Come on down. It's a $65 ticket. We've got other hospitality available for a little bit more than that. And the money that you pay goes towards the things we just talked about, the digital divide, helping this community. And so not only are you having fun, but you're making a difference. And it's not that often that you can go to a sporting event and do both of those things. So rocketclassic.com. Go buy some tickets and come on out and have some fun.
Listen to me. The nicest stinking people you'll ever meet are the people that work at that event. I am serious. I don't know, Bill, I don't know if you give them a class.
A lot of community volunteers, man. They wear it.
They are the nicest. Everybody's got a smile on their face. It is first-class 5 stars.
It's just a great time.
No, it is. It is. And I'll say this, too, Bill. Like you talked about, $65 for a ticket. It's the equivalent of floor seats in the NBA for $65.
Yeah.
Legit. Like from me to Sean away. It is like you are literally from me to Sean away from the best players in the world. It is NBA floor seats for $65. You can't beat it. Bill, as always, my friend, appreciate it. And we'll talk again soon.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Thanks,
All right.
Bill.
Bill Emerson, president of Rocket Companies.
I've gone the past 2 years. I've loved it. It's so much fun.
Can I share 2 memories? I was doing a golf show for a few years when Nate Lashley won. Pounding beers with Nate Lashley after he won was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like, literally, he was like, when he got done, he wanted a beer. And then he wanted another one. And they kept bringing him beers. And he's like, y'all want a beer? Yeah, I want a beer. And when Tony Finau, remember when Tony Finau was on that heater? He was on that heater.
Yeah.
What was that, 2022?
Yeah.
He got a bobblehead here or something.
Oh, my gosh, it was – and watching him up close and personal, there's something about when that golfer hits that streak, and he was right in the middle of that heater. It was phenomenal to see that up close and personal.
We talked about – did you hear the names he just listed? Like,
Right.
The guy who literally just won the U.S. Open yesterday, Colin Morikawa, like Ricky Fowler.
You don't get better. And that's been like – and look, I don't want to put Bill on the spot with it, but like the knock against the Rocket Classic in the past has been, well, it's not like a major This is a major field. This literally all the guys that you just saw in the U.S. Open are here in Detroit next week.
Yeah.
So again, and even if you're not the biggest golf fan, it's a Detroit event, man. So
I might have to put half a unit on Colin to win the whole thing, honestly.
I think they did a fantastic job of figuring out the right weekend as well, because the first few years, if you remember, it
pinballed
moved
around. Yeah.
And I think they found out the right weekend. And I mean, really, when you look at like the events in Detroit, there's the Grand Prix, there's Rocket Mortgage. Then for the people that, the whole fireworks thing, the North American Firework
Boat races.
These are all things that now become like part of the vernacular, that become Detroit traditions. And in a short amount of time, for them to put this on a pedestal it is right now, I mean, total props to those guys.
Summer in Detroit staple.
Oh,
yeah, that's right. Shout out to Greg Ball, by the way, for getting all that set up with the Rocket Classic. And
thanks, Greg.
Whatever we can do, man, to promote the tournament, we're about it here, man, because I want to see the Detroit events do well. Mm-hmm. I do, man. I'll be out there. Spenny will be out there.
We were at the Feldman and Mark Wahlberg golf out. The grandstands are already up there. They're ready to go.
They're ready to go, man. Yeah. Absolutely. All right, let's do this. Let's take the break, and we'll get into the Tiger stuff, shall we? Let's talk about Ven Johnson Law as a matter of fact. Driving home from the airport yesterday, I saw Ven around town, as a matter of fact. And look, if you've got a crisis, let Ven point the way. Step 1, verify with details and photos. Step 2, engage your attorney. Then,
Step 3, notify your insurance provider. Get justice with Venn. Get a fighter on your side. Venn Johnson Law.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Neil Rule here for Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Scan the QR code on the screen, download the Caesar Sportsbook app, and fund your account using the promo code Woodward1000. Spenny says he's taking Colin Morikawa to win the Rocket Classic. Sounds like a good time to jump in.
Yep.
You can get a huge return, and if something happens and he doesn't win the Rocket Classic, then you'll get your first bet back as a free bonus bet. So again, fund your account using the promo code Woodward1000 and then make your first bet. If that first bet loses, you'll get it back as a free bonus bet. And it's Caesars, by the way. You know, what are we talking about here? What are the OGs of the gambling game? The app is clean, easy to navigate. It doesn't glitch out. All of it is right there for you. Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, back at it. Big D Energy. Shout out to the folks at the Rocket Classic one more time. Yes.
Real quick, shout out to everybody on Woodward and everybody, all the fans and listeners that showed up to Nemo's on Friday. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was a good spot.
I wasn't there for a long time, but I was there for a good time.
For a good time. Shout out to them. Shout out to White Claw and Venn Johnson. It was a lot of fun. It was a great spot.
Great. Did you get a burger?
Did get a burger.
Aren't they good?
Oh, it was money.
Yeah. I don't know if they do sprinkle crack. I don't know what it is, but that's a good burger.
It's a damn good burger.
That's a damn good burger.
The vibes were awesome out there.
Yeah.
And like I stayed a little longer than I wanted to because I had to finish that last one before I left. But we got there just in time, so everything was cool.
White Claw's got these new drinks. It's the same distillery. They're called like Daniel's, though. It's their gin cocktails. It's just gin and lemon.
Spenny, you're in my world now, aren't you?
I was pounding those things, dude. They're so good.
I'm happy that we finally flipped that narrative. You know, like the beer, because I don't do the beer anymore.
I'm seltzer all the way. Yeah, it's
Dude.
like.
I like that Spenny's seltzer all the way now because people can't make fun of me.
No, you know what it comes back to? Like Neil, you might remember this. I got killed for years because, you know what? I liked Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Yeah.
I did.
Who didn't? You can lie to me, but don't lie to yourself.
You're grilling, you got to be a man and have your beer. And it's like, I'm standing near a grill.
Yeah.
I want that. And now, you know what? I've gravitated. I grabbed my Tallers.
Yeah.
You know what? When I'm standing at a grill, I got a Taller that just hits me. Just perfect.
The Sun Cruisers, I put down like 3 cases of those this weekend. They're just so easy.
So damn good.
Like I'm not trying to drink 10 beers and feel bloated and burpy and have to go take some beer shits. Like I'm gonna drink some of these canned cocktails, man.
All right, let's get into the Tiger stuff. They lose the series to the Reds. It's over.
We had a good run.
To quote House of Pain, pack it up, pack it in. That's it. If they don't make a trade in the next 24 hours, this season is over, and cancel Christmas, Sean.
We had a good run. It was...
Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Tigers.
Now we get to go back and study all the prospects and talk about all the guys that are surely going to come up and dominate. Now, relax, calm down. I get it, the big picture. I'm with you with the big picture. I'm not going to dismiss that in any way, shape, or form. But as stated, to me, where they make their bread, this is just waiting until October. That's where the ultimate success or failure of this team is going to come from. And where we're sitting right now, I don't care where you are, okay, or who you are. We're in the Central Division, which is showing itself to be not as good as a lot of people made it out to be.
What it was supposed to be last year.
Yeah, and we're 9 games up. All right. Anything? Any other questions?
With 90 games left,
Are we cool?
Simple math, Sean.
What?
Math. Can you do the first installment of simple math?
I think
it's
you know
time,
what?
right?
Let me figure that out. Let me go home. I'll do some research. I'll do all 3 of simple math. If the Tigers merely go 500 the rest of the way, the other 3 teams have to do such and such to catch them.
Sean, I love it.
It didn't work out too well.
With and or baseball edition.
Ooh.
All right, we're doing it.
Ooh.
We're absolutely doing it. Okay, let's talk about what went on around baseball yesterday. And Key Ozzy, no, how do my Tigers go from looking like the best team in all MLB to looking like the worst team all within a weekend? Guys, Ellie De La Cruz is a star in this game. Just because we don't know him doesn't mean that he's not good. He took over the baseball game yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Did I lie about that?
You did not lie.
Like, he took over and we saw it on both sides. Threw Javi out by a mile with a 98-mile strike from the outfield grass. Like, guys, it's okay. Everything's okay. Real quick in the chat, and I had this and I lost it, so I want to give credit to who it was. It was Lunchbox. Is Ellie De La Cruz better than Riley Green?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Sometimes I got to do a reality check and see where everybody is.
All right. No, I understand that. All right. I thought you were being disrespectful.
Can we put it in the chat poll?
No, Scott, don't do that. You know you're not going to like the answer. That's why you're asking it.
Sean,
you want to get mad.
No, I don't
yes,
want to
you
get
do. You want to get
Sean,
mad.
here's why I do these things. Okay, here's why I do these things.
All right.
It's a reality check. I want to start titling it Reality Check
I like
poll.
that.
It's a reality
Kinda
check
like
for
some
me
of-
to see where the people are at.
Kind of like some of the conversations you and I have had with some of our hockey friends in the last few months.
Reality check
It's
poll.
a reality check.
So,
I'm down with it.
Okay. No, but I do. I just want to see where people are at with it. DNC, ENT, yesterday, no, Neil. He took over the entire series.
He had, what,
Wow.
3 homers?
Pitching staff sucks.
Yeah, these people, man.
Are we okay?
No, they're not. But that's just...
I said I wanted to talk about the Devers trade, and now I can't, because now we have to address this. Sean, for real, are we okay? You understand that you cannot win every series, right? Do we know that?
You guys, and at the end of the day, you know what would be awesome? I really like the Tigers' chances of finishing as the first seed or the second seed in the American League and not even having to deal with that first series. I really like their chances. Now, we know that how that happened for the Lions last year, right? The Lions had to play that first playoff game. They won, had to play the second game. Well, they skipped that first playoff game. But ultimately, that's what it comes down to. And I will say again to anybody, in a 5-game series, if I get to throw Tarek Skubal at you twice, I really like the Tigers' chances.
And Reese Olson was starting for Toledo last night, so he's going to be back very soon.
Good.
See, Sean, and you know where we're at with all this? We forget. We forget that the Major League Baseball playoffs are not the same as a 162-game season. As a matter of fact, they are quite the opposite.
Incredibly different.
Everything shrinks. You focus on it's equivalent of an NBA team shortening their bench to 6 players. That's what it is. That's what the playoffs are for the MLB. And Sean, you just said it, and that's why I'm going to try to do this again, but apparently I can't. Sam Flannel, Ellie De La Cruz just passed Riley Green. Riley Green was better last year, and at times this year, it's close though. Don't act like it isn't. Lunchbox, Neil Flannel said he ain't, so that's why I brought it up. So for those, Sean, for you people, I'm pointing the finger at Sean. That's you people.
I love you people.
Sean?
Yeah.
You people.
Mm-hmm.
There's Exhibit A. There's Exhibit A.
All right. So there's 2 things that come into play. We know Flannel loves Riley Green. Okay?
Yes.
And I remember a year ago people got mad at me because I refused to call him great, and I'm sorry, I still don't. I think he's a very good player. I think he's a very good player.
He's an all-star player.
Yeah,
he's an all-star.
And you know what? I'm sorry, and I got this from Shep many years ago. I always give him credit. I think people are prone to throw great out there way too often. I think great should be established for great.
Great is yesterday's good.
Right. That's the way that
It feels
is.
better to say great.
I don't listen. Come on. Right now, L.A. De La Cruz is better. Right. Flannel's not arguing otherwise. He said, okay, he just recently passed him, but L.A. De La Cruz is better than Riley Green. Dude, he just is.
Like we
and
talked
oh, by the
about
way,
it.
he is 23 years old too.
Yeah.
So I mean, come on.
What do you got, Spenny?
I mean, we just talked about it earlier that he you could see it. You could feel it in your plums. And I know that is what gets Flannel going, but like
swollen and blue, ready for the picking.
This is his kid's 3rd year in the league. He's already been an all-star. He is the definition of a 5-tool player. He's got one of the best arms in baseball. He's a 6'6" middle infielder, like second base, shortstop, wherever you want to put him. The guy's a freak.
Who is going to be 30-30
every year
of his career.
Every year.
We've never seen it.
Yeah. It's... The guy's special.
You can feel when he's out there on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for real. You can. You know who else feels it? The other team.
Like, he's got 20 bags and 16 homers already.
He's on a heater right now,
and he started off slow.
Yeah,
he started the season off slow.
Yeah, he's on a heater.
He could be 50 and 50 this year.
That
he
bomb to
won't,
right field was unbelievable. It just the way that took off. I forgot what the numbers were because I think I was too busy going, oh, that. But just how quickly it got out and how far it went. He's a phenomenal player. I mean, there's no doubt about it. It's not bad-mouthing Riley Green,
No.
though. I hope nobody takes that as such.
But the whole great good thing that you talk about,
real.
It's where we are. No, and you can't have these discussions in that same family, in that same vein, where you say the great is yesterday's good. You can't say Ellie De La Cruz is dominant without disparaging Riley Green in this.
Yeah.
Guys, he is an all-star.
Yeah, he's an all-star.
Riley Green is an all-star in Major League Baseball. You know how I know? I turned on the All-Star game last year, and there he was in the game.
Ellie De La Cruz is a superstar.
Bingo.
There's
like,
difference.
he's one of this new wave, and I've talked about the evolution of basketball within the last decade plus, I think. And you guys are going to laugh at this, but John Calipari changed basketball through college basketball about a decade or so ago, where he got 5 dudes and put them all out there and figured it out, right? Like, give me 5 athletes. That's the Ellie De La Cruz and the Bobby Witts of today's game. You throw them out there and let them go dominate the game in all these different facets. That's not a knock on Riley Green, everybody.
No.
It's not. We love Riley Green. He's an all-star. I wanted Riley Green signed long-term a year and a half ago. I wanted him to go Ronald Acuna on it and say, hey, man, 10 years, $150 million. Do it now. So, and I know I'm going to get dragged in the mud on this. I know I am. Then I'm going to blame you. I'm going to do what I always do.
That's
I'm going to
okay.
use Sean as a human shield and hide behind him.
6'5", 200-pound shortstop. Like, come on.
KP. And KP brings up a great point here, and no one's talking about it. Cruz took over, but the 3 errors lost the game as well.
Absolutely.
It was
$1,000,000%.
minor league stuff. It was. I mean, that was gross. That's the stuff that you don't like to see, and that's the stuff that, I think a lot of people, depending on how old you are, said, oh, that's 2006 World Series where all of a sudden pitchers didn't know how to field anymore. It's an exception to the rule. Get it out of your system now. Don't pull that shit come playoff time.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez,
But, Sean, everybody just kind of put that in the back of your mind. Now, they've been better defensively than we thought, but we thought we were going to see yesterday a lot more than we've seen it this year.
I was one of them. I thought arguably the worst defensive infield in the league.
It's there.
Honestly.
It's going to look 2 ways. I've always talked about this. When the Tigers lose, it's going to look very similar a lot of the time. 3-1, 4-2, 13 strikeouts, and they lose. Both, pitching staff pitches well, but, you can't hold everyone to 2 runs every single game. The flip side of that coin, and this is something, and the math says we're going to see it more because they've gone through a decent defensive stretch.
Yeah.
We're going to see things like yesterday pop up, Spenny. We are, and it's going to drive us crazy.
That's why everybody wants a third baseman.
Great segue. Let's take the break, talk about Rafael Devers, because, all right, we've gotten that out of the way. This whole make a move now Tigers thing, I'm going to push back on that a little bit. I am. So let's discuss it. Tell about the socials.
The social media presence that Woodward Sports has is unmatched by anybody in the city. All you got to do is follow us on all different platforms, whether it be YouTube, Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, or Twitch at Woodward Sports. You know you're going to get the best content imaginable when it comes to Detroit sports. So make sure you tap in with Woodward Sports on all social medias at Woodward Sports.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Hey, it's Stick from Woodward Sports. I'm out here at the Feldman shop, of course, because they are #1 people. And the Ineos Grenadier, that's the new car that they got. But I got my man here, the Sun God. I'm not lying. His name is Amon-Ra.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He sold me a car.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up? Come see us out here, baby. We're in Waterford. We got the pre-owns all day. We got the Grenadiers, and we got new Chevys all day. Whatever you need, we got you.
Yeah, and I went with this one. I like it. 2023 Durango. It's used. Only got like 30,000 miles on it. And this guy, man, I was like, listen, this is my price. You either make it happen or I'm out of here.
Easy.
You know what he did? Went to his boss. He's like, I'm making this happen for this guy. Came back, threw the contract on the table. Now I'm in the whip.
Yes, sir. Sign, drive, 0 down, easy money all day.
All right, Feldman, what's the address here, do you know?
5300 Highland Road, Waterford, Michigan, 48327. Open until 6 o'clock every weekday except 9 o'clock on Mondays and Thursdays. It's 4 o'clock on Saturdays. Only day we're not here for you is Sunday. Every other day we're here to get it done, baby.
And his legit name is Amon-Ra. I'm not lying. It was destined. It was meant to be. Woodward Sports found this guy. So thank you very much, man. Enjoying the car, and the kid likes it too. It's nice and safe.
The boys of summer are here, and Woodward Sports is all over the Motor City with the White Claw Tigers Tour. Come party with Woodward Sports, watch the Tigers, and sip on some White Claw all summer long. The best bars, big giveaways, live events, and a party that only Woodward Sports can throw. Ain't no party like a Woodward Sports party. Join us Friday, June 29th at the Old Miami in Detroit for the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by White Claw, Easttown, and Ven Johnson.
We're all here for Woodward merch. Go to shop.woodwardsports.com. Get the very best in Detroit sports wearables. That is a fact, as a matter. Remember, the Lions play the Rams, so we'll sell about 1,000 Boot 'em Kid shirts.
Yep.
Why would you not buy one? Because that's what we do. Detroit was founded on booing children. We were told that by someone.
That's what I was told.
That's what I was told. We boo children here, so act like it. Get the Boot 'em Kid shirt.
Oh.
Hey, if you're going to just do what they accuse you of doing.
Yeah.
Boot 'em Kid shirts. Woodward Tigers can spend a lot of time downtown.
I'll become the monster
ballpark.
you told me I am, Kelly.
Shop.woodwardsports.com. Maybe we should put that on the back of
Yeah. I'll become the monster you created.
Hour number 2, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Sean Belesian, Chase, intern Simeon, Rep and Mizzou is here as well. When do you go back to school, intern Simeon?
Start till August 25th this year, which is later than it has been, so somewhere in there. I haven't figured out a date yet. We'll figure it out.
But
that's a later problem.
Aren't you contractually obligated to go there like a week beforehand and have like 3 or 4 parties, though?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, that'll happen. Yeah, that'll happen.
That's baked in.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, that's in your contract.
Yes, 100% is.
You better talk to your agent.
Yeah,
right?
no
I'm
question.
not sure if
Yeah.
you're aware of that. All right. Cool.
Spencer,
I'll be made aware when it counts. It's all right.
So good. Some of those before class parties were just
the best. Because
gosh.
there's nothing else to do.
There's zero give a bleep.
Yep.
There is. Those were always the troubling nights, though. If you worked at a college bar, those were always the troubling nights.
Yes.
They were. That week, and then like the week after finals was always like, okay, you guys better get your armor on. It's going to be one of those nights here tonight.
Oh yeah.
Spencer Raxter in the building. Shout out Woodward Heavyweights, by the way, 5
Shout
to 7 today. Him and Easy will be in there. It's kind of a different take on sports talk.
A little different vibe.
Little different.
Yep.
But there's nobody else does it. Nobody has a show like they do. So go ahead and check that one out. All right, Woodward Sports chat thread, jump into there. If you want to skip the line, use the super chat. Lions fan 222, Neil being a slappy, what do you expect? Okay, Lions fan 222. They are up 9 games with 90 games left. That's what they are.
Calling someone that's saying this Tigers team is the best team in the American League a slappy is just stupid, because they are. It's not being a slappy when there's evidence in front of you and they're 19 games above 500.
I don't know if you know this. Do you know they're the best team in baseball?
Do you know they have the best pitcher in baseball?
Like today, right now, this second. Like, the Mets are a half game behind them.
Yeah. No, you're a slappy, Sean.
Okay.
You can't believe what your eyes are telling you.
Okay.
Well, okay, do you know that they have the best pitcher in baseball?
I don't know. That's kind of a slappy take.
Do you know they have the best manager in baseball?
I don't know.
They do. I don't know if people know that or not.
But their 7th bullpen arm just isn't good enough.
Yeah, that's right. That's true.
You know what, though? All right, I'm going to play, since you brought it up.
Okay.
I'm going to play.
Be the monster I want you to be.
I'm going to be the monster, okay? Bo Brisky becoming a corpse of his former self is very disconcerting. I will say again.
I don't like it, yeah.
I cannot stress how important he was last year. I can't put that in. I wanted to have Bo Brisky Appreciation Day. I wanted to have a parade for Bo just behind us, like down Woodward, that good. And Will Vest was like, to me, that was the one constant, okay? And what transpired with Will, it's disconcerting. How's that? It's not something that can't be alleviated. It's not something that says, well, that's it. All right, now I'm all in. College football starts in 68 days. I'm going to grab my Phil Steele magazine, and I'll check back with you guys some other time. It's not that. But, Neil, there are some disconcerting little issues. And in my opinion, I don't think enough people are giving the bullpen concerns its due. How's that? And I'm looking at big picture. I'm not talking about winning the Central. I'm not talking about that. I don't give 2 shits, okay? I'm talking about come postseason time. Something that was a strength now maybe isn't such a strength. How's that?
That's fair. No, it's fair.
If
only there were a way to bolster that.
I don't know if there's any way.
And I don't think that there is.
I don't think there is.
There's nothing they can do.
They should come up with like some kind of thing where, like, you know, I don't know. We want to send Simeon back to Missouri early, and maybe we can get something like, I don't know, like a trader. Is that the word I could use? Like a,
I don't know. That doesn't sound right. A swap?
A swap?
Yeah.
An exchange?
And you know what we could do? Maybe since school's starting, what'd you say, August 25th?
Yeah.
Maybe we could say, like, oh, I don't know, August 1st. All right,
Yeah.
that's the deadline. If we're going to trade Simeon, we have to do it by the swap deadline.
I don't know, Sean. This is sounding a little crazy.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
Trying to do
You
some
keep
things
your radical ideas over there, all right?
Okay, so let's talk about the trade, though. The Rafael Devers trade. And Richard in the chat. I haven't seen you here before, Richard. Appreciate you tapping
Shout
in.
out
You're a big
Dick.
fan. Yeah, he's a big fan of Woodward, though. He's got the Woodward.
Dick loves
fans
Woodward.
on. Devers had 3 good, solid seasons, but he was always overrated. No, Richard.
Yeah, no.
No. 900 OPSs are not, quote, overrated. You can say what you want about him defensively, but you cannot fake a 900 OPS that he is. Now, oh, by the way, the reality check poll, 80% of the people said that Ellie De La Cruz was better. 20% said that Riley Green's better. So, okay. I just like to do that. I like to do that.
He's had an over 850 OPS 6 years. So.
Can I also? Doesn't it seem like Devers has been around like literally forever? He's only 28.
Yeah.
It feels like he took over for Panda.
Shout out 1996.
Right. Like he's
year.
only 28 years old. It's insane.
A lot of legends born
Red
in
Sox
96.
have nobody to blame but themselves for this.
Absolutely.
You know it. I know it. They really, the way they handled it from day one led to this moment. And I don't know if that was their intention, but yeah, Neil, all of this could have been averted last year when they made the Bregman signing, and they didn't do it, and that's all. This is where you talk to Devers and you say, we want to do this. We want to improve the team. What are your thoughts? Man, I'm the third baseman. All right, well, can we come to some kind of agreement because this is bigger than just you? But when you throw that on somebody, I don't care what you are. These guys are major leaguers. They have egos. It is very easy to sit back and say, oh, he should quit his bitching. No, it doesn't work that way. I'm sorry. That's fantasy land. It just is.
And that's where the disconnect is. This isn't your fantasy team, guys. And trading, look, for the Jake Wallman crowd, this is a good example of a baseball version. This is a baseball version of Jake Wallman. When you're a dick, they want you gone. Like, period, end of story, Sean. They asked him to move off third base. He says, nah, bro, I'm a third baseman. I play third base. That's a you problem. You figure that all out. That was the beginning of the end.
Yep.
Right? Like, that was the beginning of the end. And here's the other thing, Sean. If you are in the third year of a 10-year, $314 million contract, because that's what he is. He's 28. That contract's over when he's 36. 10 years, $313 million. If there are questions about you as a person, they are getting you out of there. And for those, and I'll say this too. We've seen examples of this in the past. We will continue to see examples of this happening in the future. There were a couple of different avenues that the Red Sox were looking to do. And they wanted him gone. And Sean, I'll say this. WeezyD313, he's kind of in my lane right now. Kyle Harrison was just the top lefty prospect. Guys, I'll land the plane on this. For the people that say, what were the Red Sox doing? The Red Sox got a great haul for this guy. I didn't get that, Spenny. Like, I saw it initially, and then I looked and I broke it down, and I was reading up on it. The Giants' number one prospect was Harrison last year.
Yeah.
Their number one prospect. Their current number two prospect was Tibbs, who they also traded. Jordan Hicks as well, and I think a throw-in in Jose Bello. But the bottom line is, guys, I say that the Red Sox, for getting out of the entirety of that contract, they paid nothing towards it. Nothing. They essentially did what the Tigers did with Verlander.
Yeah.
Paid nothing of the contract, except they got a great prospect haul, as opposed to what the Tigers got.
Shout out Alcantara.
The only not good one.
We had two of them, and neither of them were good.
You know what the problem is, though? This is a very incredibly spoiled fan base who they want help now. They want to compete now. They don't want to be told about this player coming, this player. Whether we want to admit it or not, we all got exhausted about that here 3 years ago. We did. I got tired of all those names, and so many of those names failed miserably.
Daz Cameron.
I didn't want to hear it. Daz is going to be our center fielder for 2 decades.
Mikey Montook.
Like all that stuff. I didn't want to hear these magical names anymore because they were really taking on mythical proportion type of stuff. And Neil, I think that's the dynamic in Boston right now. That would have me a little agitated because, again, I don't care what anybody says. I will take a known over an unknown any day.
Oh,
I will.
Every single time.
And I'll take and I know everybody always brings up from our era, oh, what about John Smoltz? Okay, for every John Smoltz, I can name you 15 Humberto Sanchez's. Which direction do you want me to go? Okay? And Jacob Turner and Rob Brantley, and we can't trade them, that bullshit, okay? And I'm gonna say it again, the slander thrown on Dave Dombrowski's name around here for a long time was unforgivable.
Disgusting.
Unforgivable.
I bet if we put a chat poll, do you think Dave Dombrowski was good? There'd be a segment that says no.
Probably
There's
like
no doubt in
60-40.
my mind.
Yeah.
There's no doubt in my mind. That might win, Neil. Like that might. The Dave Dombrowski was bad crowd might win that, which is absolutely nuts to me.
I thought after the Prince Fielder trade, where you got much like the Rafael Devers, you got out of that contract clean, and you got Ian Kinsler back in return. I was like, there's no way anybody can ever talk shit about this guy.
Yeah. Absolutely.
They ate a little bit of it.
Yeah.
A little bit of it, but it was good.
I didn't listen to what is it, EEI, whatever the station is. I didn't listen to Boston. My guess is that's the take. Wait a second. Are we mailing it in for this year? Are you telling us again we have to wait next year? That poor, long-suffering fan base.
Yeah.
I feel so sorry for Red Sox fans. They've just suffered so many indignities.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Sean, I don't know if you know this about me. I like it when the chat does my job for me.
Okay.
K.19, great prospect haul. Yes. You want to know the Tigers equivalent? Sean, are you curious about what the Tigers equivalent would be?
Compare.
The number 2 prospect for the Giants, if we gave him our number 2 prospect, that would be Kevin McGonigal. And say our best pitcher, Jaden Ham, the number 7 overall prospect in the organization. But I don't even think that does it justice.
The Tigers' prospect system is way better than the Red Sox. Like their first 2 prospects would be like 8th and 9th in our system.
I think that's a little aggressive.
I don't know.
That's a little aggressive. Okay, say we go back. Say it's Rayner, Briseño. You see what I'm saying, though? It would be a name you would be uncomfortable with.
It would, yeah.
And probably 2 names that you would be uncomfortable with. And Boston got out of the I think people are missing this. They got out of the contract entirely.
Yeah, it's like like you said, it's like the Verlander thing.
Except they got better prospects.
Yeah. Yeah. But still not great. But that's the cost of doing business. You don't want to pay $300 million. You're not going to get.
You don't want to eat $100 million.
You're not going to get the best of the best.
No. So that's what it was. They did very well, I thought. All right, let's take the break and come back and talk about the Bregman thing real quick. Because in that family, I have some questions for you, Spenny.
Yeah. Bring them home.
Okay, then let's talk about it. I'll play the role of Boston. You love this game.
I love this. I love this game. This is my favorite game. You be the GM.
Yeah.
There you go.
Do you know how badly I would rob Red Wing fans who are talking up Jake Wallman, by the way? I would rob you blind. That guy's out of control. I'm sick of it. Every game I see somebody saying, man, if only the Red Wings could get a guy like him. He's playing with grit. He's playing like a moron. Every game, out of control. I'm sorry. He's not good. People have put him on a pedestal. Sorry, I was waiting to get that out.
No, but Sean, Devers the same line.
Oh my gosh.
It's not your fantasy team. How you are as a person affects your value. It's not names on paper. That's
He
what
definitely
I want.
banged somebody's wife or daughter. Wallman, you will never be able to tell me any different. Something happened.
Just like if I'm going to get a car, I'm going to FeldmanAuto.com. You'll never tell me anything different.
Never tell me anything different because everything happens at Feldman because Feldman gets it done. They're Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer with locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing. You see the deals they got this month right there. 2025 Silverado 1500 Crew, $149 per month. Or 2026 Equinox LT, $209 per month. It's Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, and they should be your first choice if you're looking to buy a new car.
Hey, Tony, what's up, bro?
Same circus, different clowns.
For sure. You want the usual, the big zip?
You know me too well.
I threw a little something extra in there for your ma.
Oh,
Hope
man.
she's doing all right.
Ay, guy, sei un santo. You're a saint.
All right, buddy, we'll see you next time, okay?
Grazie.
It's part beauty, part beast. It's for those who dare to be different, for those who want to stand out, and for those who are built for more. The all-new Ineos Grenadier combines strength and style for an unmatched driving experience. Sold exclusively at Feldman Ineos of Waterford.
Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. Stop in, sit down, relax, get an award-winning haircut from one of our lovely, talented stylists. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Like I said, you can get the scalp massage, the hot towel treatment, the hot leather neck shave, all of that wrapped into one in the King's treatment. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Walk-ins always welcome. It's wicked awesome.
All right, keeping it pushing. Neil Rule, Sean Belizean in for D-Mac, Spencer Raxter. Of course, we have intern Simeon Chase in the Chase Lounge as well, but we're talking MLB trades because I was told the Tigers have to make a move by 6 p.m. today or it's over. I was told that. Was I lied to?
You weren't. That's true. It's over if they don't make a move today.
It makes me sad.
We had some good time. That makes you happy.
We did. We had this was a very memorable year. Unfortunately, we're just going to have to look at yet another era of Tiger baseball without a championship. And you poor people are going to have to continue to hear stories about 1984. And that's what infuriates me. Oh, I hated that when I was a kid. Look at this. Look at the humans doing. Hey guys, how are you?
What's up, man?
That's pretty cool. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Fantastic.
I flipped them off.
And that's what infuriated me when I was a kid. I told you, I heard about 68 so much it made me sick. So you guys will have another 1984 breakdown in a couple of weeks. I'll have another reunion day, and you guys continue to hear about this because this era of Tiger baseball is over. I hope you enjoyed it.
Michael Weary, yes, someone lied to you big time, Neil. All right, Alex Bregman, because this is where everybody pivoted to. Bring him home, right? Yep. That's what I was told. Bregman, on that 3-year, $120 million deal that has player opt-outs in it, he will be a UFA in 2028. He's got a lot of deferred money, as a matter of fact. What has he got? 10 years at $6 million per year of deferred money. The Red Sox will pay him $6 million a year in his 40s. So that's pretty cool. But no, then let's talk about it, Sean, because everyone is saying you look at how we are defensively now, you look at the hole at third base offensively, and Sean, look, I'm just going to cut right through the shit with it, okay? If Rafael Devers got an organization's number 1 prospect from last year and current number 2 prospect, and the Giants took all the salary, if they got that, Spenny, what are you prepared to give for Alex Bregman?
It wouldn't take as much for Alex Bregman because they're losing him anyways. I think. It's not going to take a top 2 prospect to get him. Because you look at, he's opting out. So you either trade him now or he's just gone and then you still got to pay him.
Can I just be the stick in the mud for just a second? And I'm going to go ahead and apologize. I'm going to apologize.
Pre-apologize.
Ahead of time, okay? I know I'm trying to ruin everybody's fun. Are we sure that the Boston Red Sox, who are a half game out of the wild card,
correct?
Yeah.
Are we sure they're selling?
I don't think they're selling him.
Sean.
No.
I'm sorry.
Damn you, Sean.
Dude, you know my factual brain, I wish I could have fun, but that's the first thing my brain went to. Are we sure they're selling?
I don't think they're going to sell.
Why would they?
Bregman, no.
You're a half game out.
Yeah. Unless they're like I said, unless he told them, listen, I'm opting out, so if you guys want to move me and get something for me, you better do it right now. I'm a Suarez guy. I think Suarez is the move.
Can we revisit this in a month? Like if they fall back, if this did not have its desired effect, because a deal like this, when you're talking about a malcontent, Neil, and he was a malcontent. I hope we can all agree with that. It has the desired effect in one or two ways. I think the team's going to pick it up and move upward, or it all starts to fall apart. So if a month from now, leading up to the deadline, the Red Sox have fallen off, they're 5.5, 6.5 out of a wild card, maybe we can have these conversations. And I'm sorry, I know what you're doing because I know the way your brain works. I think you were going to end at the same rest stop that I did too. All these people that already have Alex Bregman here, including I'm going to shut up. A lot of people who feel that they have a prominent voice. Why would the Red Sox sell? They're a half game back of the wild card. Neil, help me out.
Well, all right. Look, here's how I'll bring it back. This same team that just traded a 900 OPS guy. You know what I'm saying? And look, Sean, you know how the real professional sports world works. No one cares what you do, as long as you produce. As long as you produce, nobody cares what you do. They don't. You know it. I know it. Anyone who's been around it knows it. And that's the way that the real world works, everybody. Sorry, that's just the way that it is. I wonder about either it's one of two things. Either they are desirous of, to some degree, blowing this up, or Rafael Devers is the biggest asshole in the history of the world.
I think that's more likely.
I think that's what it is too. I do.
But if you are serious, if you think that you can contend, if you're the Boston Red Sox, and you're hanging by a thread in the wild card race right now, trading Devers sinks that.
What did he? It's really interesting because I think go back to the beginning of the year. What didn't he start out like 0 for 20 something?
Yes.
And he had a crap load of strikeouts. It's like historically one of the worst starts ever, right? And then remember he picked it up, and then they asked him to move to first, and he was like, "No way, that's not happening." I don't know. Maybe it was one strike too many. I don't know. I wasn't there. Making a move like this, though, Neil, I think it is one of the two things that you spoke of, and I have a feeling that the a-hole was a big part of this. I do. And I think we all know when you have that guy that you work with who walks around here is just a culture killer. Okay? Maybe he was a culture killer.
Like Brady.
Yeah, listen.
Correct.
You gotta get those people out. You
Or
just
Ryan
do.
Lentz.
Or Ryan Lentz, yeah.
You have to
No,
get
you
those
do.
people out.
No, Sean, you do, and you'll do what they just did to do it. It's just like, if I'm serious about making the playoffs, I'm not in the business of trading away a 900 OPS guy.
No.
We don't have any here.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I
we
do.
fancy ourselves as...
That's what makes me think it's the latter.
Sure, which it could be, but I would be stunned, Sean. I would be stunned if you are serious about doing this and you trade away arguably your best hitter.
Yeah.
I would be stunned. If you're still serious about this, I would be stunned. These are the ramifications of doing a move like that. It is.
Well, and you get your, again, long-suffering fan base who've been through so much. You Red Sox fans, I feel so sorry for you. You get all your red. I mean, did you see the outpouring on social media? I'm sorry. This is where I'm a bad human being. I'm kind of addicted to looking at the misery index of others. I am. And if you
At
want
least
to
you admit it.
No, if you want to call me a bad human, I am. Like okay, Viking fans, Viking. I was trolling you like you wouldn't believe last year. When your season fell apart, like you, Neil and I. Neil, I'm gonna. We were. Look at this one. Look at this.
I was praying on their downfall.
Listen to me. All night.
Me and T Grizzly.
I couldn't go to bed. Like I was like, I need another whiskey. Screw that, I'm grabbing the bottle. It was a wonderful night. Watching your misery index. Now that was personal to me because you people came at me. I still don't know why you came at me, but that was personal to me. And I'm sure many of you do that. Shout out to all the Commander fans who are in the chat right now. They've been watching our misery index for a while, and I'm not going to complain about that. But I was enjoying some of the misery index stuff from Red Sox fans last night. And that's why I say, you would think that this franchise hasn't won a championship since, 1984, the way these people were carrying on last night. It was actually kind of funny. And the misery index was high last night, Neil. It was really, really high.
Real K77, Boston overpaid for Bregman anyways. I don't think they did.
I don't think they did.
It was just the cost of getting him.
The Tigers were going to overpay. If he took the Tigers deal, that would have been an overpay, but that was the cost of doing business, and it still didn't work. So there's that out there as well. Woodward Sports chat thread.
I don't think we had the cachet then as well to a prospective employee that we do now. Because if we're being honest, okay, I know nobody wants it. You know what we were last year? A team that went like this for about a month and a half.
Well, we had the organic run.
Yeah, really. That's what we were.
Remember, everybody, and I can say this as a lifelong Tigers fan that in some form or fashion engages in every single game, even when they sucked, they quit. They sold at the deadline. They put up the white flag. And then a miracle happened.
I'm not sure if I was a
miraculous.
prospective free agent. I looked at Detroit and thought to myself, this team is going to be number one in the majors on, June 16th? Who would have said that? I don't think any of us slapdicks would have said that, right?
Yeah, because...
No way.
And, maybe
now
this came into play.
Now we have it.
And Sean, this is you and I on a bar stool. This isn't even in front of cameras and stuff like that. If I'm Alex Bregman, for real, I say, wow, they have the best pitcher in baseball, right? Unquestioned.
Who's going to leave in a year?
Shut up. You want to see misery?
That would have been my mindset. I mean, I'm not being funny. How many people, just in this room, I'm not even at poll. Out of you 5 guys, how many people think that Tarek Skubal is going to sign with the Detroit Tigers? Raise your hand.
I have doubts, which means I don't. You either think yes or you have doubts, which means you don't.
I think yes.
Put your hand up. You do?
My hand is up. I think even
1 out of 5.
I think Chris Ilitch can't be that stupid to let that. What he's doing this year, we're looking at one of the greatest seasons in the history of the MLB from a starting pitcher. I don't care if it's $500 million. You can't let him walk.
You get the
point.
I
agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
So I'm at the point where...
What I'm saying is you get the point, though.
Yes.
If I'm a prospective free agent this past off season, I see a month and a half of coochie coo. We were the Vikings, whether we want to admit it or not. Okay? Oh, look at you, got so big. All of a sudden you got so big. All that. And then, okay, well, they got the best pitcher in baseball. I hate facing that guy. But they're not going to resign him.
We can't be the Mariners. We can't be the Rays. Like, we're the Tigers. And I think I would be a lot closer to the edge of it's not going to happen if they didn't offer Bregman the contract they did. Seeing that, I was like, okay, Chris put up some buku bucks, and he said, fuck the
I'll
term.
overpay. He was going to overpay.
So I'm leaning to, like, they have to fucking do it. Like, that's the thing. And I'm convinced myself that, like, this is what an MLB team would do, so the Tigers are going to do it.
And look, Spenny, here's and I'll back you up a little bit. I have doubts that they will, but here would be my mental process behind it. Is if I'm the Tigers, I'm not going to do it now because I may as well protect it's like insuring a blackjack.
Yeah.
Insuring the dealer's blackjack.
Mm-hmm.
We're at this point, it's going to be what? 450 versus 5? Like, if we do it now, maybe we get it at 450 versus 500. I'll just wait till it's 500 just to make sure that everything's in line.
I do think I want to say threat, but almost promise of an imminent MLB lockout is going to let those contract negotiations get a little more fluid and a little more, all right, let's fucking do it right now before.
Well, on both sides, though.
On both sides.
On the Skubal side, too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Guys, and look, we touched on this last week, but guys, I'm telling you this. The biggest baseball writers in the game have came out publicly and talked about it. There's a section of owners, not an owner, not 2 owners, a section of owners that say they will shut this thing down to get a salary cap. And however long it takes. However long it takes. And you're slowly hearing about it now. And this is after next year. This isn't something that's imminent. And I wonder if maybe the Tigers in this are kind of trying to, thread a needle here and use that as leverage.
Neil, very, very reminiscent. That sent a shiver down my spine because if you remember what the National Hockey League did, the National Hockey League said, we are going to throw away a whole year.
Mm-hmm.
Literally. They had to put their foot down. They had to. And I'll say this. I know it wasn't a popular sentiment then, and I got crap from not only listeners at the time, but a lot of the Red Wings that I knew. The owners were 100% right then.
Mm-hmm.
I know it wasn't. It's never popular to side with the rich old white guy, okay? The owners were 100%. That had to happen. It was inconceivable. And this is where it comes back. People don't do their research. Do you know how many times somebody threw at me, said, well, you know what the problem is? They're in markets they shouldn't be in. And I go, yeah, they should all be strong markets like Detroit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they'd fall right into the track. And I'd say, do you know Mr. Ilitch lost money last year? Do you know Mr. Ilitch lost money?
On the Red Wings.
On the Red Wings.
In their prime.
In Hockey Town.
In their run.
Losing to the Calgary Flames in the 2004 Stanley Cup playoff lost them money. And I had one owner tell me, he said, I have come to grips with the fact that I'm going to lose money. This is not a money-making opportunity. I don't want to bleed money. Think about that. I know I'm going to lose money. I just don't want to bleed money. So instead of losing $20 million a year, maybe I only lose 2 or 3. That's okay. And they were the bad guys.
Right.
And I know, again, there are probably some people right now that are mad at me for saying that. I'm saying it had cost certainty had to happen for the National Hockey League. And I think we're coming to the point where cost certainty, in quotes, has to happen for MLB.
Woodward Sports chat thread, Kenneth, stop with the whole hometown discount crap. No,
Nobody's
Kenneth,
saying
I don't
that.
talk about hometown discounts. I talk about the basics of economics.
We're talking about the richest contract for a pitcher in the history,
of
MLB.
baseball.
We're not talking
again,
about
people
hometown
always do you know who gave a hometown discount? Was Nick Lidstrom.
Yep.
Nick Lidstrom did a hometown discount.
Right.
Period.
That's why he's the GOAT.
For years.
That's why he's the
he
GOAT.
did a hometown discount. That doesn't happen. That's why, again, Nick is the perfect human being.
He should have been the
because
highest paid
he did what
defenseman
everybody
ever.
talks about,
Yeah.
right?
No, no.
I
And
fucking love Nick Lidstrom.
Kenneth, like, we're talking about Scott Boras. We're not talking about hometown discounts. When I say 450 versus 5, I'm talking about doing it right this second.
You're resetting
right
the
now.
market regardless.
Right.
There's
I'm talking
no
about right
hometown-
now.
Yeah, there's
to
no
where
hometown discount.
to where you say, here's 450, sign it now, because look, people don't make deals. Deadlines make deals.
Mm-hmm.
Time makes deals.
got it.
It's not people. What do you got, Chase?
I just have a question. If they're on the edge of shutting down the MLB, and Chris Hill, being owner, knows this, why would he be willing to dish out such a large contract when, in all likelihood, they very well could put a cap in this league and limit how much they have to spend on someone like a Tarek Skubal?
Because somebody's going to.
But if they're this close to shutting it down, and when is it? 2 years, Neil? Like, is
Yeah.
the line
Yeah,
up with
2026.
Skubal's contract? So, I mean, in theory, they could play it out Skubal's contract, and then before anybody signs him, there could be this like hush-hush deal behind closed doors with the owners where they're like, hey, somebody could go out there and spend $500 million on Tarek Skubal, or we could look out for each other and the entirety of our pocketbooks in the league and put a cap in this league and limit how much we have to spend on these max players, and then they're not giving out $765 million over 15 years to Juan Soto's.
It's, you know what though, Chase? Like, just listening to you talk about that, and people here in the chat we're talking about it. Daryl says the owners are right sometimes.
I agree with you, Daryl.
Chicken jockey.
No, they are. Yeah, they are sometimes. It's just, you made my skin crawl just hearing you talk about it, because it's one thing like when I say it and I'm just reporting what I heard and Ken Rosenthal's and everybody like that. When I hear somebody else say it, I'm like, if 8 owners say we will shut this down, we will shut it down.
And I'm an idiot 27-year-old. These are like rich old billionaires.
Right.
Like,
no doubt, man. It's insane, man. But it's a factor. 100% it's a factor. And I wonder how, and I can't remember how hockey did it, Sean. You're probably a better resource for it than me. How do you go from not having a cap to having a cap when you already have deals that are in place? You know what I'm saying?
I don't remember the.
I don't remember the exact.
I remember the one big thing, and this is when I told people this, they thought that I was bullshitting. Okay, revenue sharing, right? You're familiar with revenue sharing,
Correct.
Do you know that the players, the National Hockey League Players Association, at one point in time had, I believe, it was 59% of the revenue share.
The players did?
The players did. 59%.
That's insane.
One of the big bitches was to Neil. I believe it's 53-47 now. It's still 53-47.
Yeah, they have the more friendly one.
In favor of the players.
Right.
Like, that. These are things like when you brought that up to people, because again, I get it. Like Daryl said, I get it. We're all supposed to not relate to the rich old man, right? But when you would tell people this, you go, dude, the owners are right. What are you talking about? You tell? No, that's not true. And I go, no, you can look this up. Here are the numbers. This is real. This is real time data. Because automatically our default is to go rich old white guy bad. Like, that's our default, because we can't relate to that, right?
Right.
It really was a case of simple economics in regards like that. I think there was a 2-year period, if I remember correctly. Gosh, it's going back, 17 years, 18 years now. I think there was a 2-year period where you were allowed to kind of hide some of it in a particular way, but I don't remember the exact, Neil. I apologize. I don't remember the exact circumstances of making it work.
Smash the numbers. Miggy's deal was terrible. How many of you wanted it at the time? Smash the numbers.
Gosh.
Everybody did. That's the point.
Everybody did.
I'll do it again. Everybody. What was it? 8 years. It was 8 years, $240 million. That's a nice round number. I forget the exact number. $30 million a year for 8 years. Except it wasn't an 8-year deal. Smash the numbers. It was in essence a 4-year deal.
Sure.
That was spread out to 8, almost like we just talked about Bregman's deferred money.
Yeah.
It was a 4-year deferment that was officially on the books, so you could skirt the luxury tax.
That's what happens in the MLB, and it has always happened, and that's literally why they're about to have a lockout. Like, that exact reason is that's what you had to do to sign MVP Miguel Cabrera, and everybody would do it, and every single fan would love that. They always end bad. That's how baseball contracts work. You don't sign even Zetterberg. Any you sign Zetterberg to a 13-year contract. Yeah, the last couple of years didn't look good. That's what's gonna fucking happen.
But you spread it so you have more cap space.
That's literally why the MLB is going into a lockout, so they don't have to sign 10-year, $700 million deals like Chase said.
Now, and we'll wrap this up because I know it's probably boring to a lot of people, but still, with that being said, what the NHL did,
what's up, Anakin?
Business, because somebody talked about it in the chat, DNCENT, like what happens to teams like the Mets and Dodgers when a cap is instituted. You can't just say, starting today, these are your punishments from contract signed 2023. No, DNCENT, and that's why I bring this up, because the cap thing, the big hang-up with the NHL was they were going to bring in the cap, but they wanted all teams to have a floor. And it's going to be pretty much the same thing in the MLB. They're going to say, all right, Players Union will say, okay, let's talk about this cap and what it looks like. And you want to make a cap at $300 million, then you better make a floor at $100 million. So you don't have the Marlins and the Rays spending $35 million. You know what I'm saying? Like, the market will stay the same. The contracts will stay the same. The money for the upper echelon players will stay the same. But the lower echelon teams have to up their spending.
And that's why you see oftentimes so many deals late in a contract where you know a guy's career is done, where they trade Neil Rule's contract. He's been laying on a beach for 2 years.
That's the Coyotes thing.
And the Coyotes are going to take his contract. Or Utah is going to take his contract or something like
because
that.
Because it gets them to the floor.
Yep, gets them to the floor. So that's, the Pavel Datsyuk thing.
Bingo. Like, that's exactly what happened with Pavel Datsyuk. Smash the numbers. Dodgers have a payroll that is $100 million higher than the next highest team.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Do you know what I can't figure out for the life of me? And there's always pushback on this, okay? Anybody out there want to deny that the National Football League isn't the king? Anybody?
No.
Anybody?
No.
I didn't think so.
No.
How's the NFL been able to make a salary cap work for 30-plus years? How?
Because they have the power over the union. Because if we shut this down for 2 years, a good portion of you lose 50% of your earnings.
You got it.
For your career.
And
for your life.
Yeah, and 20% of your career. Because the
and
shelf
listen,
life in the NFL.
Well, the average career is 4 years.
Yeah.
You sit out 2, you lose half.
You guys know what a hockey fan I am. There isn't much that I can say the NHL has done right. But they did that right. And they did it at a tremendous cost. They did away with a whole season. I still can't believe that happened.
Yeah.
There's no Stanley Cup in 2005. It wasn't because of influenza like 1919. Okay?
Or scurvy.
No, literally, the 1919 Stanley Cup was influenza attack.
Fruit
Affected both
prevents
teams.
scurvy.
And no cup, okay? It was because of money. Like 20 years ago, man. It's insane when you think about it. They had to do it, and you know what? Give the owners credit, because you know what they said? Every year, they're going to make sure that it was going to rise. And you know what? That's pretty much been the case in the National Hockey League.
Well, I mean, like you were saying earlier, Sean, like the right choice is often not the popular choice, but it's sometimes it's the necessary choice.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Michael. Hey, Neil, please explain to us on how contracts really work. That was funny, Michael. Anytime someone says it, I'm going to bring it back up. because apparently some people haven't heard it. So that's why I do it. All right, let's. We got double up, right?
Yeah, we'll do Mad Packs and Buddies. Then we'll come back with White Claw. So let me tell you about Mad Packs, because you can spark these things up with your Flint and Steel. They are in stores now. Go to getmadpacks.com. They've got regular flour for you. They've got the Blizzard Pack THCA Moon Rocks, the Boom Shakalaka Tarantulas, and my favorite, the infused high-low pre-rolls. It's Mad Packs. Go to getmadpacks.com to figure out where you can get them in a dispensary near you.
And I'm here for Buddy's Pizza, the original Detroit-style pizza since 1946. Look at that artwork on your screen right now. You can order it for dinner tonight. Go to buddyspizza.com, find out which one of the over 20 Buddy's Pizza's locations work best for you. Then make your order, plug in that promo code 10meal, boom, 10% off right there for you. The original Detroit-style pizza since 1946. They invented it, everybody. Everybody else is copying off them, but they're the best. They did it first. Buddy's, the original Detroit-style pizza.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Tired of losing out on the car of your dreams? Bad credit? No credit? At the Feldman Chevrolet Freedom Sale, we say yes. Over 5,000 new Chevys to choose from, all priced to move with our best deals of the year. Get a 2025 Silverado for just $149 a month, or this 2026 Equinox for only $209 a month. When other dealers say no, Feldman Chevrolet says yes. Don't miss the Freedom Sale, going on now at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Calling all Tigers fans, it is the White Claw Tigers Tour. We were just there Friday, as a matter of fact, at Nemo's. Had a blast. Coming up next, Sunday night, June 29th. Sean, Sunday night, June 29th.
School will start.
You guys can't do that to me.
Projected school will start for the third stop on the tour at the Old Miami in Detroit. That's right, everybody. Be a part of the fun. Watch your reactions live on Woodward Sports Network to the best team in baseball. It's the White Claw Tigers Tour, brought to you by Ben Johnson Law and, of course, our friends at White Claw.
My friend's band is actually playing a show at the Old Miami the night before on the 28th.
Oh, you're going to
so
be in
double
there.
feature for Spenny at that weekend.
Spenny, can I throw this out there? I know this matters to you. You guys are seeing that each Olympic team, and it's a crying shame Russia's not in it.
It's so stupid, man.
Each team is announcing their first six, their preliminary six. In case people were wondering, yes, Mo Sider, one of the first six for Germany. Lucas Raymond, one of the first six for Sweden. Ozu Tezuni has not announced their first six yet. Canada's first six. Is this any good? Braden Point, Nathan McKinnon, Connor McDavid, Cale Makar, Sam Reinhart, and Sidney Crosby.
Jesus
That's it?
Christ.
That's it.
You know Marshawn's going to be on the team, too.
Ozu Tezuni, we're waiting on the United States. But some of these six are just kind of funny.
We just need if we have Quinn Hughes and McAvoy and they actually play, like McAvoy getting injured obviously hurt us so much in the Four Nations, but you got Quinn Hughes, you got McAvoy, that helps so much.
I'm thinking about this. The youth on the American team could be lethal. Now, how about a guy like Lane Hudson?
Yeah.
You put him on the blue line as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like and some of the snipers up front. That could be fun to see. And Neil, yes, you can take your shot. It is a crying shame that this stupid league, for almost a decade said, we don't want to play any international competition. It's a crying joke.
It's idiotic.
It's a joke.
Woodward Sports chat thread. A lot of chatter about the baseball labor situation. Somebody else called it boring, but people are reacting to it. So I guess it's okay. DNC, imagine telling the A's, who don't even have a home, you need to go from an $80 million payroll to a $200 million payroll. Figure it out. Well, I mean, but that would be the adjustments to the revenue share. And, like, you see what I'm saying here, though?
Yeah.
Like, this isn't, like, we can't even do the fan thing on it. You know how we can just fix everything, like, within 30 seconds as fans?
That is what we do.
Like, just trade for Bregman?
Yep.
We can't even do that here.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
This is going to take...
100%.
Baseball could go away.
It could for a little while.
They can't do that to themselves, though, right? Like,
Not again.
Especially
They
with
can't.
how with
Not again.
with what like viewership and how baseball's back with the youth. Like we talked about, like the college age is like 60% more watching baseball. They can't do that.
Hey guys, I was there the first time. I had a front row seat for it.
Yeah.
And you literally ruined a franchise. The Montreal Expos became ruined.
Yeah.
They had one of the more powerhouse teams in the history of baseball.
Ruined. That was it.
Ruined.
That was ruined. And it's a crying shame. But I can't believe you already sacrificed a whole season to be in the same spot 30 years later. It's they have to put their foot down. Can you imagine that? See, what I would always tell people, here's the big difference, Neil. What I would always tell people when I heard people bitch during the lockout, I miss hockey. Well, that's your fault.
Yeah.
That's your fault. Go to a Michigan State game.
Mm-hmm.
Go to a Michigan game.
You can find out.
Go to a Whalers game or a Spitfires game or a Sting game. There are a play. Where are you going to go for baseball? College baseball's over, right?
Right.
The Triple A's, are they even going to play the Triple A's all summer?
Well, no, because they're
right.
I used to go to Vipers games all the time.
You're going to legitimately miss baseball.
They can't do that to themselves.
If you missed hockey, that was your fault.
Yeah.
Okay. If you miss baseball, you're going to miss baseball. There are no high schools going on. You can't even go to a high school game. I mean, if you want to be the creepy guy that sells ice cream and go down to the Little League games, you know who's going to go do that?
Weird.
But you're gonna miss baseball. There's a huge difference.
Adults going to Little League games that their kids aren't involved in is weird.
Couldn't. Yeah, that's ice cream man creepy.
Yeah, for
It really
sure.
is.
Dante 151. How does Canada keep getting away with this?
Yeah, dude.
DNC ENT. Neil, what do we have to do to get Scooble start move from Wednesday to Thursday for Scooble schemes? Kidnap them. Return them at 10 p.m. on Wednesday night? I mean, it's a thought. Dante 151. NBA trades, question mark. Yeah, Desmond Bain went to Orlando from Memphis for Contavious Cole Anthony, the 16th pick in this upcoming draft. A 2028 unprotected first round, a 2030 unprotected an unprotected 2028 and 2030 first round picks from Orlando, and a top 2 protected pick swap with Orlando in 2029, and an unprotected first in 26 that could be Orlando's, but may be involved in a complicated pick swap. The worst case, here's where I'm going to lose you again. Why not? We're going this far. I just think it's funny to say this. All right. The worst case scenario is that it's just an unprotected first from Orlando. However, the lesser of Phoenix's or Washington's picks can be swapped with Orlando's picks in 2026. If the Wizards remain bad and the Suns fail to improve, this is a potential late lottery pick for Memphis. However, this pick is also top 8 protected on the Washington side. Thus, if we presume the Wizards will be brutally bad again, the Orlando swap can only happen if the Suns don't have any luck in jumping over the Wizards on lottery night, resulting in the Wizards pick being swapped with theirs. But wait, Sean, there's more. Additionally, Memphis already owns another piece of this pick swap from a different trade, one that allows the Grizzlies to swap picks with whatever pick Phoenix has left after the Orlando swap. The same pick that was just traded to Memphis. So the Grizzlies now have the right to swap a pick with a pick they already own. Memphis has 1 first round in 2026. Now it has 2. The pick is most likely not Phoenix's. Or the pick is most likely Phoenix's, but maybe not. All right, you guys got that? Discuss.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah.
Dante 151, you asked for it. Give me the analysis. No, the gist of it is, like, they're all going to be first-round picks. That's the gist of it. And I think it's just surprising because Memphis Would it be safe to call Memphis a Western Conference, a little older Western Conference Pistons at this point?
Yeah, that's fair.
Is that fair? In the ballpark.
If
they're constructed
if
differently.
the Pistons core didn't work out, yeah.
Similar. They're in the same subdivision.
Yeah.
Right? They maybe don't have a corner lot with extra land, but they're in the same sub.
Yeah.
I think that's fair to say. So what's eyebrow raising about it, Sean, is I guess a quote unquote role guy in Desmond Bain commands all those first round draft picks. And that's where everybody kind of flips out about it a little bit, right? What was your take on it? As a non
the wow factor? It was.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you just said. Oh wow. Yeah, I mean really that was my reaction. And you're absolutely Neil, listen, I'll be the first guy. Am I in as deep as you are? Not, absolutely not. So that's why I'm always intrigued to hear what guys like you say.
Yeah.
And the true basketball elite say. Yeah, I mean, the flip side, guys like us, I say it all the time. I don't hide it from anybody. You guys, I'm watching the Stanley Cup playoff every night.
Yeah.
The only time I get a chance to watch the NBA playoff
when it's on by itself.
is when it's on by itself during the final. So it's been great to tap back in. But I'm not going to blow smoke up any of your asses, okay? But if the NHL's on, I'm watching the NHL.
Yeah.
So when I catch up, I mean the Pistons notwithstanding, when the Pistons were on, I gave them my attention. But so in that regard, Neil, the way that you just described it, that was my initial take. It was the wow factor. It was like, wow, what's up with all those picks, right?
Yeah,
Right.
and how I see it is, was it an overpay for Desmond Bain? Yeah, it was. But Desmond Bain, they see Desmond Bain as the third guy on your team when you want to win the championship. And Orlando is sold on their core. They love their core, and they think they are a Desmond Bain away from being a championship contention team. So it's not an overpay for them because they brought in a guy that they expect to be the third player in their core to win a championship, and that's what you got to do. And they got that bum Cole Anthony out of the Eastern Conference, so I'm very happy for that. All my homies hate Cole Anthony.
You know the deal with Desmond Bain, though, that everyone's overlooking? He's under $40 million a year.
Yeah. And
it's pretty valuable. For how good he is.
He's one of the best. Like, he's a perfect 3-and-D guy. Dude, his arms are so extremely long. You remember when he came to the Pistons, or when he came to Detroit when Ja was out? He dropped like a 45 ball on our heads. Like, dude, Desmond Bain is a very, very good player. He is an all-star level player. And it's much like what the Knicks did for Mikal Bridges. They have the pieces of their foundation set that they think these are the guys we're going to win a championship with. Let's go get one more guy to put us over the top. So it's not an overpay for him from Orlando's perspective.
And that's it. Like, I don't think so either because his contract's so friendly. Like, you get a guy like that under $40 million a year, which, because guys, the next superstar deal, they'll be clipping $70 million.
Yeah.
Paolo Banchero, the Magic might have to deal with that.
Yep.
He makes an All-NBA team.
Oh, he's going to.
He's going to pop off
probably
when he
next
signs
year.
the Supermax. You see what I'm saying here, Sean? Like, in a world where Steph Curry is making nearly $70 million, Desmond Bain at under 40 is very, very good value relative to the market. So
Yes.
I get the why. It's just, I know what this turns into. Detroit supremacy. Pistons need to trade for LeBron and Bronny. This accelerated the talk, Sean. Now all of a sudden, that's what I keep seeing, and I don't have an answer for you because I've gotten this from a couple people. Like, Neil, what's the move? I don't know. I'm glad I'm not in the middle of this, man.
Right.
For real, Sean. Like, and Spenny, I guess, what's the move, right? Like,
For the Pistons?
yeah.
I mean,
Do they have to make a move?
They don't have to make a move. Like I said, I would be surprised if they made a move like this, like Orlando did this summer. I think this is a next summer thing. If they're going to do it, the Pistons are going to do it. Yeah, I just think it's not this year. But if Memphis is actually like blowing it up, I would do a lot of nasty things to have Jaren Jackson Jr. in Detroit.
Well, so would a lot of people.
Yeah.
And everyone went right to that. They went right to the Jaren Jackson thing because like the Bregman thing with the Devers thing. We had the same thing happen in the same day.
And yes, Desmond Bain does have short arms as him. I love him though. You want to talk about a perfect fit with a guy like Cade Cunningham? Desmond Bain's a perfect fit on any team though, honestly. I mean, he's a stand shooter. I thought that it honestly pissed me off because that was a really fucking good move by Orlando, and that put them in like we're going to be a top 3 team in the East next year. If it all works out. If they stay healthy. Yeah,
which we haven't seen
If
yet.
Franz and Paulo and those guys and Jalen Suggs can all stay.
I keep hearing that.
Yeah.
I never see it.
Yeah.
I keep hearing it. I never see it. But, like, the Jaren Jackson Jr. thing, I don't think I'll answer the question. What would it take? Everything you have outside of Cade Cunningham.
Yeah.
Like Ivy, Duran,
Holland. Yeah. 4 first-round picks.
4 first-round picks to start.
2 pick swaps. Yeah.
Pick swaps. It would literally take everything.
Yep.
Isn't it amazing? I mean, it doesn't matter the sport. It all comes back to what are you prepared to do, right? I mean, it really does. And then when you have real talk with people and you say, okay, you want to get
Let's
this,
put
well,
pen
it's
to
going to cost
paper.
you this, and you know what? I mean, it's like we do with every Red Wing prospect, right? Okay, well, I'm starting with Casper, and then I'm going to have a side of ASP. Well, I'm not giving up on it. Hey, thanks for playing.
Yeah, see you later, bud.
Thanks for playing. But that's real. That's what people. That's how these conversations work. And you just threw down the gauntlet, and there are probably people saying, "What? No. That's how it's going to work."
No, that's what they are going to get for Jaren Jackson Jr.
Yes.
That's what they are getting if they decide to move him.
He's a defensive player of the year, stretch 4.
That shoots almost 40% from 3.
Yeah.
Like you can't make a better NBA prototype than what
Again,
he is.
a guy that fits good, perfect
Unless
fit
you're
on
in the
literally
NCAA
any
tournament,
team.
then he doesn't fit good.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Ben Carter. Dude, that shit, like, I had never been more frustrated with Tom Izzo than I was that day. Like, Ben Carter.
Weezy D313. I got Ron Tobias and a pick for Jaren Jackson Jr. Okay. I know you're joking. I hope you're joking. Lots of talk about Devin Booker. I hear the Suns are signing him to a 2-year, $150 million extension.
Yep.
$75 million a year.
Is that the number?
That's what they threw out there, yeah.
You're overpaying for shorter term.
Right. Jeez, OP.
And if they're signing him to that, they aren't moving him.
Nope.
You see what I'm saying here? So Spenny.
And they can't move Bradley Beal. Nobody wants that guy.
Yeah, you'd have to trade Booker to get rid of Beal. Mm-hmm. So Spenny, and I don't think this is radio talk guy or you're doing this for clicks, clickbait, anything. If I'm Memphis, that's the cost.
Yeah.
If Detroit's talking to me, that's the cost.
Oh, yeah.
Are you doing it?
Yes.
So this is it. This is your...
That would, yeah, I think so.
This is your last stand, right? Like, you're in.
Yeah.
4 firsts, 2 swaps, Ivy, Duran, Holland. Do you think that gets it done if you're Memphis?
Yeah, for sure.
You do?
Yeah, I think so. Would I do it? Probably would. Asar Cade and Jaren Jackson Jr.
That's it.
That's pretty fucking good. I don't know. With Stu still and your re-sign fees, I don't know. But it's not going to happen. Like I said.
No, I know.
I don't think, hypothetically, yeah, I would probably do that.
But I like to do this exercise, Sean, when people start talking about the go get Jaren Jackson Jr., like the chat says. Okay, are you doing that?
That's exactly it.
How long?
I mean,
how many
really,
years is he?
it's the common denominator. What do you think people are going to ask for in return?
Mm-hmm.
It's nobody likes to think about what you have to give up. All right, and Neil, this is where I say you be the GM, and to your point, this isn't your fantasy league. I mean, these are real costs. Real. Are you prepared? Now, the picks, I would hope that we're all whatever.
And
take our picks the next 8 years.
Yeah, I don't care about picks anymore.
What the hell do I care? I'm sorry. That doesn't mean anything to me at this point in time with this franchise.
Don't need any more 18-year-olds.
No.
And he's in the last year of his rookie extension.
Yeah, I was about to say, Jaren Jackson Jr. is unrestricted free agent in 26. So, and he's going to get paid.
Right. So that's what you ride with.
Yeah, and I agree with what DNC and T said as well. They traded Bane to sign Jaren Jackson Jr. because we talked about the aprons and the that's all. That's what that was. You're clearing Desmond Bane because you're going to have to sign Jaren Jackson Jr. and John Morant to supermaxes, and that's all you can only have 2 of those.
But I wonder that for Memphis then is so that's the hill you're going to die. and you've got them maxed out.
Yep.
And that's your team. That's your team
That's
that's
your
going to
team.
go win an NBA title. Like, that's your team to the point, if you go into the second apron, Sean, you can no longer trade first-round picks. You're not allowed to.
Right.
You can't bring in guys that are buyouts at the deadline. Guy gets bought out, he's a free agent. You can't sign him because you're in the second apron. That's why we've had 7 different champions the last 7 years or whatever the number is.
Yeah.
So just some food for thought, man. Just some food for thought. That was it. The real K77, Orlando's a top 5 team in the Eastern Conference. I keep hearing that, but I haven't seen it. And until I reserve the right to, until I see it, be skeptical. And I think that's fair.
It's fair. Let me tell you. Oh, that's it. That's all she wrote. Let me do these quick. Let's knock these ad reads out real quick, and then we'll sign off. Loom Cannabis. Listen, I've talked to you about these buzzing drinks. They're perfect for the golf course in the summer. You can use promo code WSN30 to get 30% off your order. Go to loom.com to place your order, or check out where you can find a store near you. Loom Cannabis, man. Make the choice. Go to Loom. Or if there's a Jars near you, you can go to Jars. Go visit them at shopjars.com, at Jars_life on all social media. Top shelf quality, unmatched variety, and price for the people. It's Jars Cannabis.
All right. Well, everybody, that is it. Real quick, some reaction to it. The Woodward Sports chat thread. I would not give a Supermax to Ja. You don't have a choice.
You don't have a choice.
This is the guy you're in bed with.
Yep.
Reality.
The Pistons are in bed with Cade Cunningham. They are in bed with Ja Morant. That's just the way
Can't
that
wait
it
to
is.
see you on draft night, Daddy.
5 years, $200 million right now that Ja's working with. He's a UFA in 2028. So there it is. All right. Sean, you're out Friday?
No, I'm here Friday.
You're here Friday.
Whoop.
Can't wait.
Greatest day ever.
Can't wait. All right. For Sean, Belize, and Chase, intern Simeon, and of course Spencer Rasher, I'm Neil World. Thanks for tapping in. Big D Energy. Well, see you later.
What do you want?